Hello, hello. Thank you very much for joining us. Very excited. Talk about the news. So much going on, actually. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Hope it will be interesting.
You hope. You hope. Have you not heard my AMAs? You just hope. Gosh, killing
You
me
want me
there.
to say? Yeah, probably not.
That's brilliant. I'll get the thumbs up from Max, and then get moving forward on this. So, I don't know. We good to go, Max? I assume so. I'll give it 30 seconds more. Yeah. We'll go. Hello, I'm Martin, Chief Business Development Officer of STON.fi. Obviously, you all know STON.fi. You wouldn't be here. Got some great news. wallet on Ton. In the clues in the name. I heard some. Well, tell us the news that would interest. Well, tell us about MyTonWallet first, and then why don't you just tell us about the news of why we basically got you on here today?
All right, sure. So about MyTonWallet. Well, it all started in 2022 as a Chrome extension because there was no good Chrome extension, and we saw an opportunity to implement one. Uh, and since then, we acquired a lot of other platforms. So we released our wallet for other browsers as in the form of extensions as well as a web app, obviously. But then we ported it as a desktop app and finally mobile apps. Uh, that happened because we didn't have these plans at first because there were already some great products presented on the market for mobile wallets, for example. But we had a lot of feedback from users asking us to introduce our mobile versions, and that's why we actually started doing that. And it was an interesting challenge because we had a lot of experience in web development, but we never really released a mobile app before, and that was an interesting challenge. But I think that it looks fine as a result right now. But we don't stop here. We have plans to introduce more in the direction of mobile application as well. So we have plans to introduce native apps because right now, I guess nobody knows, but we still use the only code base for our web app and desktop and mobile app. So yeah, that's the actual history. But to be honest, we were there around this Ton ecosystem quite a long before we started developing our wallet. Even at the moment where Tom actually was when there was this cryptocurrency called Gram, and it was a test net, and there was contests for developers held by Telegram. We were participating in those contests. We were really interested in this new technology, which we still admire today.
Great. No, that's a brilliant. That's a brilliant little intro. So I think one of the key things we wanted to highlight was some token listing on STON.fi. Let the listeners know, obviously, very pro STON.fi crowd of why you've picked to do this, and why we're starting now, and a little bit more behind the thought behind this.
Yeah, right. So I think the great idea of what we all are involved in is the decentralization, right? And we only released our token at first on another decentralized exchange, but now we have an opportunity to balance it better and provide more access to users. And also, before we had another pair, we had a pair with USDT, and now we provided the pair with STON, which is again more convenient way for users to maybe trade or invest, or at least they have a more balance in it. And STON.fi is a great platform, and I think it was just a matter of time when we would actually do that. And I'm happy that we already did that by now.
Oh, I'm very glad. I'm very glad you did this before Gateway, so we can definitely talk now. So what we're going to do is just in our chat, we will. I'm going to put you on the spot, Alex. Can we give some prizes away for the best question?
Of course, yeah. As mentioned,
there
we
we go.
can do. Yeah.
Don't try and make it off the cuff, okay? We're trying to. Yes, yeah, we have a pre-agreed top 5 questions in our chat, and we'll answer this near the end. We'll award some prizes. I'm sure Max can get on top of that, and we'll go through the questions on that. So I've got a couple of questions for you. Yes, thank you, Max. So can you explain the key bit behind your wallet or your development? You know, what's the key stuff? I know there's a bit of cybersecurity there. You know, I'd love to know a little bit more about all of this stuff.
Yeah, of course. So when you develop a wallet, obviously the security is the most important question that you have, because we are now in this position when we should introduce our software as much secure as possible. Because before, in like previous era, where there were third party services when users have to trust them, now we have this trustless world where everything is governed by flows of mathematics and cryptography. And this is the main idea that we try to promote to our users, and of course we try to follow it as well as much as possible. That's why we try to be as transparent as possible. We are open source, not only open source for code, but also for our building and release process. We have these reproducible builds that everyone can check on GitHub to make sure that they actually install the build that was built from the source code, that they can verify and check.
And did you always think about having it open source? Was it always in your plans to have it open source, the code?
From the very beginning, or I mean in the future?
Well, just your original plans. Was it always open source, or did you just sort of come to that conclusion?
No, I think we started from open source from the very beginning, and this is our plan for the future, definitely as well.
That's brilliant. That's great. That's brilliant. And again, in the main channel, write some questions to MyTonWallet. We'll probably be answering them during, 5 of my favorite questions or Max's favorite questions. We'll get some prizes. So I want to talk about sort of MyTonWallet and STON.fi. Just let us know a little bit more, like why STON.fi reflects MyTon values. Let us know, because I know you didn't obviously go to us first, but now you've definitely chosen. You've spoken about the pairs. We're really happy that you're with us. You're part, and explain that. Maybe go through a little bit of the top level of that.
Well, what I can say, it's decentralized, secure, user friendly. Why not? I mean, looks great.
Well, I tell you what, that's clear, definitely clear and concise. With that, when he first approached us, yeah, no, it was really, really good to hear. How do you think this would provide a secure environment for token trading? Like with your security in our DEX, how do you feel that goes?
Well, I think it's all fine. You have smart contracts. From what I know, they are audited by like great audit companies. So
yeah,
seems to be quite secure from my point of view.
That's brilliant. Cool. So want to talk about obviously security and the trust of your wallet. So the key thing obviously is security and trust. There's so many wallets that are out there, and the trust and the security is you're probably the highest bit of all users. I know most ton users want to know that STON.fi is integrated, but at the same time, like, how are you ensuring you're getting the highest level of security for the users?
Well, I would say it's like let's be honest, like no software is 100% safe. Like, yeah, it's a like endless battle endless war. But we strive to evolve and to constantly like get to higher standards and levels of protection. And we also have constant audits. So as you know, we had this audit from 30K before, and the results were quite good. They couldn't find any significant flaws in our security. But we do other audits right now as well with other companies to make it like more diverse, and we will do that again more and more. So also like since we are open source, we hope and we encourage everyone to check the code and probably to suggest some ideas that will improve the security, like the way the white hat hackers do that. So maybe something like that.
Has that ever happened? Have you had any of the members of the community sort of reach out to you?
Well, there was one. No, not really, I would say, but there was one interesting situation where there was some account in Telegram with this weird avatar of a Guy Fawkes mask, on it, like a super super crypto, like he looked like a real hacker, and he suggested us like some changes, and he asked for reward for that. But then we figured out that those changes were basically that something that we already have, and
Gotcha.
I guess he was just trying to scam us,
Of course.
but yeah, finally it was all okay. So no real flows were discovered so far, which is good. On the other hand, but yeah, I hope there will be no serious flows and vulnerabilities later either.
And obviously, I know protecting users is the key bit. And just before we talk about protecting users, I think one of the questions I have, and I get asked this a lot, like, you've had one audit, why do you have another audit?
Oh, well, because opinions differ, because there could be a little bit other skills of professionals who do that. And I think it's very important to diversify. Plus, we already have our code base significantly changed since then when we had it in May, right? So now we have a lot of new features, plus this multi-chain support, which has changed our code base crucially.
Oh, I see. Just tell us one of these new features then.
Oh, so yeah, as I said, first of all is this multi-chain support, because we introduced support for Tron blockchain, and we are ready to support more blockchains such as Ethereum, Solana, and so forth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, shameless plug, hopefully you'll be integrating Omniston with that will solve all your cross-chain needs. Obviously, you guys don't know, but Omniston is going to be cross-chain, and hopefully will be integrated into MyTonWallet going forward. Shameless plug there, but I just thought I'd mention this. But just going back to protecting users, is that where do you think that ranks for you guys as protecting users, and like why is it so crucial?
Yeah, well, look, so the main problem right now is most people don't understand the difference between self-custodial solutions and just custodial solutions that they had before, right? So most of people think that we control their funds. They lost their 24 secret words and they ask us to recover their wallet, which is obviously not something that we can do. And I think that the main line that we have to have here is to like provide more information and educate users, and like ask them to be more vigilant, more alert in terms of not revealing their secrets, and in terms of better understanding the underlying ideas for the like this self-custodial solutions.
And I'm pretty sure for the TON ecosystem, the Telegram eco, we're probably getting different users than normal crypto projects would be getting. I think there's especially with the airdrops, you're getting people. This is you probably are one of their first touch points of crypto, basically. Like where before everyone's pretty well versed in crypto. They sort of know. You might be now their first point of like, oh, I've done all my tapping. I've got my dogs. I've sent them to my wallet, and now it's like, oh, okay, I've clicked on the spam link, or like I think I think this is very different to other wallets or other chains basically on there. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I always feel, because I get a lot of people, and this has been their first touch. I even had like family saying, oh, when am I going to get my hamster airdrop? This is them talking about crypto. So I've been talking about crypto for 10 years, and now you've had this
Yeah.
game, you're right involved. So do you think this new type of user, has that made you rethink strategy, or how does that work?
Oh, like from the very first day of our this trip with MyTonWallet, our idea was to make a wallet for not for geeks, but for mass users, for regular users, because we believe that we are in the very beginning of a huge process of adopting this
Yeah.
new blockchain technology all over the world. And eventually it will be here for everyone, and they will eventually learn how to use that. But another important thing is that tools that exist right now, tools and services and products, are very young as well, and they are made by those geeks. And we try to like shift from it and to make the wallet more user friendly, more similar to what users are used to, what they used before, like in regular bank apps or something like that, and something that that would be really convenient to them. That's why it's really good that we have this like audience, and we need to evolve somehow to provide better interfaces to avoid some technical challenges. I mean, technical like complications and complicated terms for them, make it easier. We try to, like we do these little tricks. We, for example, try to avoid a very popular word, transaction, in terms of blockchain, right? Because it's still complicated for someone who's new. We try to replace that with something like transfer, or something like a little bit easier, right? But
Yeah.
of course, we try to like release guides and motion videos, something that will explain how things work, what users can do within the interface. And intuitive design and the interface is also very important. That's something that we really want to focus on from the very first day. And we have this like, I guess it's our strong side, attention to details in the interface, and kind of pursuit for perfection, I guess.
Gotcha. And as you're talking about the users, and the community, it'd be great to know like how. It'd be great for you to explain to the audience about how you're fostering a community-driven ecosystem. What's the ideas behind that? What's the plans, and what are you doing now?
Yeah, that is interesting. We find ourselves in a situation where we have millions of users quite suddenly for us, because as I said, we started in 2022, and we've been doing this wallet in a small group of developers in our lab, as we call it, without like a real thinking about how we can promote it and attract large audience. And then it happened all at once, and we found ourselves in this situation where we have this community, and obviously we learn as well as everybody else how to like better cooperate with it. So we try to for example, we recently had some polls for community, so we asked them what they want to see in our wallet, what is useful, convenient for them, what is not. And we will do that again, and we will like try to cooperate more. But the biggest idea that we had, I guess, in relate to this question, was the release of our token, which was the goal of it was to concentrate or cooperate with the community and build upon the idea of this token, like a foundation for a community, for loyal audience. And we wanna like add more value to it and add more utility, so users can probably participate in some kind of governance or somehow participate in future development on of our features in the future. And that could be a good way to build upon, I guess. But we have a lot of plans for token as well. And the good thing about it is that in contrast to like most of other tokens out there, we never sold it. It was distributed completely freely. We had no pre-sale rounds, no investors, and it was super 100% community story because we gave it away. Like almost half of the emission has been already given away for active users of our wallet, and we've been giving away more in the future.
What was the thinking behind that? Because you see a lot of projects that, I'm not going to point fingers, that they give it away to the community and you find they give like 1%, or but they make a big thing saying it's all. Like, what was the decision to give so much away?
Because we never had a real plan to release our token in the classical terms, like when you release something to attract, to raise money, to raise funds. We didn't need to do that, but as we saw an opportunity to do that as a foundation for community growth, then obviously we decided to award our loyal users who used our wallet throughout like last 2 years and who will be using it more. So we don't need to actually keep a lot of tokens for ourselves and sell it at some point to raise money. That's not something we want to do with this token. So by the way, so far we haven't sold any MyCoin so far, and we don't have any plans to do that in the near future.
That's great. We've had a lot of questions coming in about actually that, so I'm glad you're sort of answering it already. As I said, I'll just remind we're going to give 5 most interesting questions. Put it in the chat, the STON.fi chat, or maybe the MyTonWallet chat. No, we'll have it in the STON.fi chat as we're STON.fi. My lovely Max, my right hand man, he's going to pick and send some really good questions to me. And we'll ask that in the next probably 10 minutes, if that's okay. Are you okay to answer those, Alex? I've put you on the spot there, but yeah.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, I know you'll be excited to do that. So look, STON.fi's decentralization. We've mentioned this, right at the start of the chat. We're mentioning it again now. Like, what do you think? STON.fi. What makes STON.fi like the ideal platform? For MyTonWallet users, especially with its support for decentralization.
Well, so we interact in 2 ways with STON.fi. First is obviously our recent listing of our token, which I already said that was just sleek and nice. But also we have a in-app feature called Swap Aggregator, and I guess not a lot of people know about that, but we have this Swap Aggregator feature, which is under the hood, checks for the better rate for a user right when he tries to make a swap. And it will select the better rate from the old decentralized range presented right there. So we use STON.fi API for that. And yeah, it's as well very convenient for users at the end of the day. And as new taxes come out, we will add them as well. But finally, users will be routed to the exchange that provides the better rate. So probably STON.fi can gain a lot from that as well.
Yeah, and hopefully, like obviously with the DEX aggregation, that sort of solves a lot of that issues where we show the best. It's not just STON.fi specific on there. So no, that's really good.
Yeah.
And, I want to talk again synergy between you guys, MyTonWallet and STON.fi. Like how are we complementing each other? Because I think for a lot of people this might be their first touch point of MyTonWallet, or maybe this is MyTonWallet's first touch point of STON.fi. What makes it this? How are we complementing each other? Would you say in the TON ecosystem? The TON ecosystem wide, basically, not just by doing swaps, but just the whole ecosystem wide.
Right. So the idea of decentralization is very important, and probably like there are those layers. First layer is obviously the main blockchain core, right? Where what everyone uses. In order to use that, they need a wallet, and that's what we provide. And the next step probably is the trading solutions, and it's great that we have decentralized, like fully decentralized trading solutions, completely based on smart contracts without like involving of some kind of custody.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's amazing how we've both grown hugely over the well, I would say last few months, but even like this time last year, how dramatically, everyone here probably has seen this dramatic growth. And the other synergy I want to talk about is I don't know about if we want, should we talk about the Open League and possible farming that's going on there?
Well, it was also quite sudden for us, this Open League.
Yeah.
We tried to participate in that once, I guess, in July or August, something like that. But like, we were really concentrated on developing new features in MyTonWallet. So, in order to like provide more value for token as well, that's why we were not really into all this token stuff that was going on like in this Open League. But right now, yeah, it happened so that there was a proposition for us to like operate and provide uh, farming awards for our liquidity providers, right? And I guess there was a reward of a total of $200,000, which was like more or less half and half provided by ourselves and the Ton Foundation. So right now you have this pool on STON.fi, which allows you to provide liquidity and gain rewards from farming, which I would rather recommend to everyone.
No, definitely. And how easy it just but maybe people don't know about farming on there. Like how easy is it to farm basically? Like what's the idea of farming, and how easy is it to do that?
So how it works, basically, you
Yeah.
provide liquidity. In return for that, you get LP liquidity provider tokens. They are needed for you to get back your liquidity once you don't want to do that anymore. But in order to motivate you to do it longer, there is a possibility for you to gain rewards for being a liquidity provider for a long time. So you have these LP tokens, and you can like some kind of stake them and get rewards for that staking. And this process is called farming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, because I'm looking now at the farming rewards. I think it was 480 when we first started, and now it's like 438. So people are definitely already taking advantage of MyTon farming. But those rewards are crazy. Like such great value. To get in with this amount, and yeah, it's a great incentive to sort of get people on board. And yeah, the Open League. What are you expecting from the Open League by joining it? Because this is your first
We'll
time, isn't
see.
it?
No, that's not the first time. We had it
Oh,
once, as I said, in August, I guess, or July. But yeah, we'll see. We have to figure it out. It all happened too fast. It started a few days ago, and this proposition with this farming. So we had to quickly run a liquidity pool for my Anton on STON.fi, and also dedicate money for farm rewards. So we'll see how it goes. Probably we can do something good out of it as well.
that's great. Right. So I would love to start taking some questions. So make sure we have some questions in there. Max, feel free just to let us know if there's any more. Just get in the main chat. So I'm going to ask a couple of questions. One for Meta. Are there any plans to introduce multi-sig into the wallet?
That's a good question. First of all, I want to mention that there are already multi-sig solutions as a separate applications, and MyTonWallet definitely supports them, or should I say they support MyTonWallet. But anyways, yeah, you can already do that with third-party applications. Whether we want it to be introduced right into wallet interface, that's another question. Probably yes, at some point in some form of a pro or extended version of our application. But I believe that it's not something that is really needed to like most of users. So yeah, probably as a extra feature, some kind of like extended functionality, definitely we can do that.
Cool. That's brilliant. I can't pronounce. I think Andre Waniko Bio. What are the unique features of MyTon? I know we've mentioned a lot of this. What sets it apart from other crypto wallets?
That's a nice one and a tricky one. Well, other wallets are good as well. We respect a lot what's been going on in specifically in Ton ecosystem. I know that we're happy to have really talented engineers here in all teams that do this
Yeah.
main projects. Yeah, but for example, right now, well, at the end of the day, like users will select with their eyes and heart, right? That's why we pay a lot of attention to design. For example, we try to make it as smooth as possible and sleek. And then, as I said before, we have this like extreme attention to the tiniest details of interface. We spent hours and hours of refining it and making it look better and better. And then I hope it will be even better in the future. Then in terms of functionality, yeah, I guess we have some interesting innovations as well. For example, as this multi-chain support, as I mentioned before, so far we are the only Tom native wallet to support multi-chain, and we don't plan to stop here. So we have more plans for the future. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we have this swap aggregator, as I said before. Something is not well known, but very convenient for users, especially when they when they don't want to spend time on like connecting their wallets to decentralized exchanges and manually looking for a better rate. They can quickly use our in-app interface to swap tokens if they need it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there will be more definitely. We have native staking support because there are open source contracts powered liquid staking, and we use one of them. So we have a lot of our own nodes, validators, nodes for the blockchain. I mean, and we provide like native staking feature for nominators that want to earn from staking Tom.
Well,
Also, I think, yeah, one thing I want to mention, probably we invest a lot into our user support team because, as we discussed before, there are a lot of new incoming users from Telegram, and they need help. Not only slick and nice interface, but also like a human to give them a hand and try to help them with what they need. Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned staking. I've got a load of questions about staking. You might have already. Right, let me see if we can get through a couple of these. How does MyTon staking work? This is by Mr. Francesco.
Yeah, right. So first of all, probably a lot of people know the tonstakers.com, I guess, service. So yeah, I guess that's the most popular one there. So their code base is based on open source contracts written by Ton core team. So what we do, we take the same open source contracts and we actually use them just the way that tonstakers.com uses them. And we also have our nodes. I guess by now we have about like more or less 10 validators, which we run for staking purposes and for supporting blockchain purposes. So we took those open source contracts fully written by Ton core official team and verified and audited by auditors. and we just use these smart contracts in our staking. So users can be assured that it's 100% safe, that we don't have any access to the tokens that they stake. So
Brilliant.
basically, yeah.
Well, I've got something again. You might. This is quite an interesting one. Probably from Harry Wave. Lovely wave icon there. Hey, can MyTonWallet open chat room and share roadmap? I have no idea what that means. Maybe the roadmap is to share the roadmap. I don't know what it means by open chat room. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
but and share roadmap. That's one question. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I know what he means. Yeah, we don't have a chat open right now. We closed it at some point because yeah, there was a lot of people first
Spammers?
coming in and a lot of spammers. Yes, and some not really needed discussions, but we do want to open it. Probably we're going to do that next week, I suppose.
Oh, there we go.
I just encourage everyone to have a meaningful and friendly conversations with anyone, because otherwise we would need to apply some other kind of restrictions for those who violate like basic rules of communication in internet.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then he was also saying, I think you've already said this, but how does the staking feature work in Wallet? I think we've sort of went through. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing there. I'll give you one more question from Harry. He's asked quite a few. Could you share a highlight from the roadmap?
For the roadmap, well, basically our current main occupation is introducing more blockchains to our multi-chain feature. So we are going to add one by one, I guess, Ethereum, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, maybe something else. But also we have plans on adding value to our MyCoin token, as we promised before, to allow rewards for staking, discounts on fees when swapping, probably some premium features that will only be available to MyCoin users, and as well staking, because a lot of people were asking for it. Another possibility, as I mentioned earlier, is a DAO, but that's not 100% sure. We'll see if it's needed or not. We'll probably try to cooperate with the community in that matter as well. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Right, I've got a real tricky one for you. Okay, so good luck with this one. Okay, this is from Dennis. Right, I'm going to try and read this out in the best way possible. Why doesn't MyTonWallet use built-in DEX referral payments, which only pays on SuccessSwap, and just sends parallel transfers to their accounts, which will be charged even on failed swaps? Does that make any sense, that question?
Yeah, I'm not sure I get it 100% sure. So the question... Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I'll try to. Sorry, I'm trying to read it out. Sorry, Dennis, if I'm butchering this question, and feel free to put it in a better way. Why doesn't MyTonWallet use built-in DEX referral payments, which pays only on SuccessSwap, and just send parallel transfer to their account, which will be charged even on failed swap?
Oh, well, I'm not sure I understand that correctly, but probably that's a question about our commission, our fees for swaps. So, as I said before, we are we have this special feature, which is Swap Aggregator. It's a service that facilitates swaps for users and provides better rate, and looks under the hood all the blockchain available, all the decentralized exchanges available. So that is a service that we provide, and we take some fee for it. The fee, by the way, is quite small, and it's basically an industry standard, the same as all the other similar services do. The fee is 0.875%, so less than 1%. That's what we take for the service. We don't force users to do that. Still, you can manually use any of decentralized exchanges available. You can go to STON.fi, for example, connect your wallet with STON Connect, and produce a swap manually. We don't charge anything for that, obviously, but for our service we do charge a small service fee. But Also, the question mentioned the failed swaps, I believe. So how it works? First, you send a swap, and like in parallel, you send our commission to our wallet. But if the swap fails, the fee will be returned. We never keep it in any case the swap fails. So if for Dennis it happened, so probably that was some kind of a sudden bug. We can try to investigate. He can refer to our support team in case he didn't receive the refund for a broken swap.
You definitely have dealt with these questions extremely very well so far. We've got quite a few, and obviously just enter your questions in the chat. We're going to pick 5 winners. I'm going to let Alex pick 2 of his favorites at the end of this, and then 5 prizes going out. Really excited to hear STON.fi Omniston. Can you give MyTonWallet's plans on Omniston? And that's in a Russian name.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. It looks like it interferes with our multi chain and multi-DEX solutions. So we need to figure it out and try to look for some kind of intersections that we can find, maybe something interesting that we can do together here.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we haven't looked into it particularly yet, but we will definitely do that in the future.
I'm sure Mr. Max will definitely help you guys out on this. We're getting so many good questions here. You're dealing with it so well as well, Alex. How does this? I'm sorry, so I can't even pronounce. It's a Russian Cyrillic name. How does MyTonWallet ensure the security of users' private keys and assets?
Okay, so basically, everyone needs to know that we don't store user private keys and assets. We are self-custodial wallet, basically an interface to the blockchain, which is like can be simply switched with another interface, another self-custodial wallet, without like specific extraction of keys or something like that. So keys are stored on your device. That's the most important thing that everyone should know. In terms of technical implementation, we try to use something that is called secure storage on mobile phones and secure storage, for example, for Chrome extension and stuff like that. Obviously, private keys are encrypted. They are encrypted with the password, either password or a specific key that is extracted from biometric system when you use biometric authentication on your device, right? So that is encrypted, even if access to your device is compromised and someone can somehow figure out where those private keys are stored. They will not be able to use them without knowing your password or without applying the same biometric method of authentication that you use. So
Gotcha.
This is important. Yeah, but also obviously, yeah, the most important thing is to remember that you own your private keys, which means you own your funds, which means you are fully responsible for protecting that. And we try to do our best in terms of how we do that technically, but like on the other hand, it's the responsibility of users to do that correctly on their side as well.
Cool. Good answer. Are there any? And this is this person has got a dogs-free tomato. I never do these AMAs with the normal names, do I? Here we go. Are there any plans to create educational materials or gamification to attract new users, Alex?
Wow, that's a great one. We haven't thought about gamification, but we definitely thought about education materials, and we're about to announce some interesting forms of publications, I guess, soon, with educational materials with videos and articles and stuff like that. But gamification sounds interesting as well. So we should definitely think about how we can probably make our interface even more user friendly in terms of some patterns that they need to learn. For example, I don't know, I can think about some, wizard interfaces where you are guided through interface, like by fulfilling some tasks. Man, that's an interesting idea. We should consider that.
There we go. I think that might be one of our winners today. Well done, Mr. Emoji.
Yeah.
What do you make profits from? That's from Andrei
Right.
Ivanev.
All right. So profits. First and foremost, it's our swap aggregator service. And also we have staking. As I said before, we have nodes and validators, and the blockchain works the way that nominators get their rewards and validators get their reward as well. So it's obviously way less than what nominators get for their stakes, but yeah, still something that helps us. But in the future, we have plans to introduce probably some better values in our interface rather than just collecting fees for services, because we are thinking about this premium subscription where you can get extended features, probably things such as something that used only by like a small amount of people, such as multi-sign, for example, something like that. Or I don't know, maybe some interface enhancements where you can, I don't know, change theme or change interface of your application for something like a form of a premium subscription. Or maybe you can set your avatar so it will appear on transactions of other people's wallets when they see a transaction from yourself, for example, something like that. So I would rather go for adding more value and providing more unique features in the future to try to monetize that somehow.
Brilliant. Got a few more questions. What scaling strategy for the wallet infrastructure do you plan to implement to support millions of users?
Scaling strategy.
Yeah, scaling to scale up.
Yeah, I see. So we rely on several APIs. First of all, it's STON API. Also, it's another thing which is called Ton Center API. I guess those guys scale very well, and they, as they faced a lot of traffic recently with people coming from Telegram in the recent month. But we also have our own API, which is used for our specific features, such as, again, swap aggregator, staking and stuff. And we have I guess, quite sophisticated backend setup for that. We are using Kubernetes and some interesting scaling solutions where you have your traffic distributed by different instances where the code actually executed. Yeah, I think we are pretty good prepared for that by now. So I think we shouldn't face a lot of problems with that. Mostly our application is front end, so it's client side. And obviously we have blockchain, which is super scalable. Ton, obviously.
That's great. And I think we've mentioned a little bit about, from Tolga, is there any bug bounty program in the wallet?
Well, we definitely have a security bug bounty with 30K, and that is $100,000. And you can get up to, I guess, 50,000 for like finding a significant security flow. So you can try to do that. We also have other options like 5,000 for something what is called major bug discovery, or medium is up to 1,000, and for small security issues we can give away up to $250. But no one ever used that, and I encourage people to that. We have this budget; it's not a joke. We will be happy to pay if it really makes our wallet more secure and bulletproof.
Cool. That's great. How does MyTonWallet handle possible? So how does MyTonWallet handle possible cyber attacks on its infrastructure and DDoS defenses?
Okay,
Hopefully
for
that's not from a
DDoS,
hopefully that's not from a potential hacker question, but yes.
yeah, of course. So we had some DDoS attacks before. So we try to use Cloudflare. That's a great tool that helps us prevent most of them. So basically, not an issue at this point for us anymore. But we'll see. Obviously, if there will be more challenges, we should come with like more sophisticated solutions. But we'll see.
Cool. Do you have a strategy for implementing AI to improve wallet
Wow.
functionality?
That's a great one. We haven't thought about it, but let's imagine. It looks like AI will replace people soon, not wallets. I don't know. Maybe in the future there will be no wallets and no people.
Might have
But
any
we are
hosts
super.
of AMAs, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, probably you don't know who is like answering these questions right now. Could be an AI as well, not me, not myself.
Yeah, very much so.
I shouldn't have revealed that though. Oh my god.
There we go. There we go. See, an exclusive. Okay, look, so I'm pretty sure. Really. Oh, hang on. Got one more amazing one. Hello. Wow, it's a long question. I'm keen to learn about your strategy to capture non-custodial wallet on Tong, given the competition from Wallet and Tong Keeper. How do you plan to compete? And then, so how do you compete with other Tom wallets? And then cross-chain swaps with Tron are good. What other updates can users expect? It's crucial for MyTon holders as their value is linked to platform growth. Additionally, what features are you planning to boost the role of the token within the ecosystem? That was just like covered every single question there, basically.
Yeah, all right. So let's start from the beginning, right? So Tonekeeper. First of all, again, as I said before, we are happy that Tonekeeper exists because it's a great product. And we obviously compete, but we also work together a lot on some features. It's our common mission to provide better interfaces and better user experience to users who come to Tom. And I think we both do good. And not only us, but there's Tom Hub as well, which is a good project. But users will select at the end of the day, like choose what they prefer. We try to do our best to implement it as we see it, as we want it to be, like try to include into it our values, our vision of how a product should look, how it should behave. We invest a lot in design, as I said before. We invest a lot in constant evolving and introducing innovations and features. Some of them I've already mentioned. Some of them will be revealed very soon as well. We had actually our new release coming out next week. It will be very interesting. We'll have some interesting features in it, some innovations as well. So yeah, but we are open. We are happy to collaborate with everyone. But in terms of new features and the value that my coin will have, as I said before, higher staking rewards for holders, lower fees on swaps, premium features, a possibility of DAO, which is not 100% sure so far. But already now you can use, for example, farming. And staking. Yeah, staking is something that we plan as well.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, we'll see more. We'll see more specific features in the future. Definitely, I don't want to reveal them right now, but it will be something interesting.
That's great. I think what we'll do is call that time because we've not got any other additional questions. What was your favorite couple of questions that were asked by the community? We had a lot more, but sorry we didn't get to that. But like, what was your favorite ones? I think you really loved
Will you help me?
the yeah. So I think I know which
Because
ones
I
you
didn't write
liked.
down the gamification
Ah,
one.
ah. Yeah,
Gamification one.
definitely gamification you liked. You spoke about what was the other one that was quite good? Are there plans? I know we already did that one. Well, what features are unique? I think you quite like that one. Open the chat room and about the staking feature, and then bug bounty. I think that was
The
quite a good one. That and the last one.
the A1 is the A1 was
AI.
perfect as well. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
There we go,
Shouldn't be
Alex.
any MA session without this question.
Yeah, I know. Maybe there's just like someone going around waiting for all the AMAs with competition wins, just asking that question there. Max, did you get all of those? If not,
Yeah,
we'll do that for Alex, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much thank you very much for coming to the Ton family. I know you've integrated us a while ago, but now you've brought your token around. Now you've got farming as well for the Open League. It's really great that now you're putting a lot more faith in us, working with us. The My Token, we wish it a lot of success. Well, hopefully we'll be there the whole time to support you guys and adding new features going forward. Would you like? I'll let you have the last word before Max closes this AMA, Alex.
all right. Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for having me. It was a great time. And I encourage everyone to go and try out MyTonWallet right now, download it and get their hands on it. And as I said before, the new release is coming next week. So just try it out. And thanks for listening. And thanks guys for having me here. It was really fun.
Cool. Cheers, that. Thanks, Max. You can close that. I appreciate it, and we'll get the prices off to everyone. That's great. Cheers.